Yes, hi everyone. Welcome to our today's session. So, if it's your first time, welcome to our CCNA CCNP programs. We do offer certifications from CompTIA, Microsoft, Cisco, and so many certifications that we are offering. So, my name is Isangui. I am a Cisco, Microsoft, IBM, CompTIA instructor. Besides that, I'm also a lecturer, so I'm lecturing in different universities. We got students around the world, and we are doing courses in French and English. So what you need to do, so if it's your first time, look at the link below. You can see my email address, my WhatsApp number. You can contact me if you want to join our training. So you can contact me via email or via WhatsApp. So when you contact me, remember to send to me your your email address and your full name in order for me to give to you access to Cisco content or to Cisco platform, right? So remember, guys, so our training it's only some of them it's only for 20 days, but for this particular lesson, we're talking about troubleshooting. We're talking about maintenance, especially network maintenance, right? So we are discussing about how to troubleshoot a network, what are the issues that you are going to encounter you as a specialist. So what we are going to do today, this is the second lesson when it comes to network troubleshooting. You can also watch video number one, right? So what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna try to share my screen. Okay. Yes. Where are we with the document? So okay, let me try to make it a bit big. So guys, today it's lesson two. We are going to talk about show interfaces, right? We are going to see how to use this particular uh, command. So what I'm gonna do first, you go to packet tracer. You are here. This is the simulator we always using for our practical. But later on, we are going to use other simulators. But for now, we are using Cisco packet tracer. So what you need to do, so I'm going to drag and drop, maybe just two computers. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have a switch here, and we're gonna run like our cable, right? I can plug there, and yes, let me stop sharing. So guys, this is what we are going to do. You have computers, you have network devices. Now you are trying to understand some of the things that that is that are happening like on your switches or maybe on your routers, right? You want to figure out what's going on, why users are not connected, why somebody cannot print, why some computers cannot connect to the internet, and so on. All right. So there are so many issues, but for now, for today, we are going to talk about one of the comments by the name of show interfaces. So we are here. You just go to your switch and you press enter, enable. So I'm gonna say show interfaces, right? Oh, let me try to share with my screen. I don't know if I shared already because I feel like I didn't share. Okay, so you go here. Okay, let me start afresh first. Okay, so you are here. You type show interfaces. Guys, this command will allow you to learn about all the interfaces connected to your or the ports, like on your switch. You have a switch, your switch will have port. Now you wanna know some information, some details related to your switch or your routers, right? So when I'm typing show interfaces, this command will allow me to learn about my ports, my interfaces. So it means like I'm asking the switch to show me the ports, right? So you press enter. Let's see here. So when you press enter, see the first port. There is one port by the name of fast Ethernet 0/1. When you keep on pressing like enter, you can see another port here, fast Ethernet 0/2. You can keep on pressing, all right? So that you will see how many ports you have on this particular device and what are the information related to that particular port, right? You cannot pick up the physical port like this or the physical switch. You are trying to understand what's going on there. No, right? So you keep on pressing, like until the end. Okay, we are done. So you can see here, guys, the last one is here. See, the last one, I'm here. Fast Ethernet 0/24 means that my switch has 24 ports, but those 24 ports, they are fast Ethernet. Fast Ethernet means that maximum speed is 100 megabits per second. So beside those 24 ports, you can also go down here. You can see there is one port for gigabit Ethernet, and there is another one here. So this switch has 24 ports that can transmit at 100 megabits per second, and 2 ports that can send and receive by using 1000 megabits per second. So in total, physical port, there are 26, 24 that can send using 100 megabits per second, and 2 that can send using 1000 megabits per second. You can also see here, there is a virtual one. There is also the VLAN one. So this is a virtual port, right? So 24 physical port that can use 100 megabits per second, 2 ports that can use gigabit Ethernet means 1000 megabits per second, and 1 virtual port, right? So when it comes to servers, you wanna plug powerful computers, you must use the gigabits because you know that the speed of sending and receiving for that port is higher. So when it comes to a server or a powerful computer that everybody will be accessing, you can plug it using that port. Or maybe when you wanna plug switch to switch, 2 switches, you can use those ports, the gigabit one. Why? Because they are the fastest one, right? And the VLAN one, this one is for management, for managing the switch. Remember, you will want to manage your switch maybe from distance. This is the virtual port you are going to be using. Let me take one of the switch here, so I'll show you. So, yeah. Let me stop sharing here. So I have my switch here, right? I don't know if you can see it. Okay. I don't know which position can I. Doesn't show. Okay, let me see. Sometimes it doesn't show. Okay. This is my switch, right? So you can see the physical ports are here, right? So if I wanna learn, if I wanna know some of the things related to those ports, what I'm gonna do, you just go to the switch, you type show interfaces. Show interfaces will tell me more about those ports, those interfaces, right? You understand? So this is the meaning. So now, what we're gonna do here, let me try to share again my screen. Now, when you type your command, show interfaces, right? This is in general. You want to get information about all the ports, like all the interfaces on your switch, right? You want to know how many ports I have, how many can transmit using 100 megabits per second, how many can transmit using 1000 megabits per second, and what are their status. Those ports are they off, are they on, those ports are they can transmit or not, right? But let's now try to learn one by one, right? Let's try now to understand one port, right? One by one. Okay, let's try to learn about port number one. So you can say show interfaces, like FA shortcut, 0/1. Show interfaces FA 0/1. Maybe there is a computer that is plugged to that particular port. Now you want to learn the status of that specific port, right? So like here. So I want to learn the status of this specific port here. So you're going to type show space interface space FA or fast Ethernet 0/1, right? Now, when you press enter, you can see here, those are the output. This switch will tell you something about the configuration of that particular port. What's going on that particular port? Because sometimes someone cannot connect to the network because of wrong configurations, because of the port maybe it's off and so on. How to learn some details about a specific port. So you can see here what they're saying. Fast Ethernet is up, right? So means that the port is activated. The port is connected. There is something that is connected to it. Line protocol is up, means the protocol also is working. Layer 2 and layer 3 is working. Layer 2 works, right? Now, what is the MAC address? You can see here, my table here. So number one, the interface status. You will know the status of the interface. If the interface is off or on, right? Sometimes that interface is down, you can see it from there and you will know how to reactivate it, right? Let me show you, like here. So when maybe I'm saying this, so I'm gonna put that interface off. The interface, the FA 0/1, we're gonna say shut down. We're gonna shut it down, right? And enter again. And exit again. See what will happen. See here. You can see it's red. Why is it red? Because that port is off. Now let's say we want to figure out what's going on. So interfaces FA 0/1, right? Just by typing this command, you wanna learn about this specific port. You will see here, it's saying what? Administratively down. Means that the port is off. This word administratively down means that someone put it off, right? Someone put it off. This is the meaning. So you as an engineer, you as an expert, just by going to your switch, by typing this comment, you will know like, oh, that way this person, this computer is not connected because this particular port is off. So, and if this port is off, the line protocol also will be disabled, will be off. It won't be working, right? So, and when you will be writing your exam, your CCNA exams, guys, they will be asking you so many questions, and those questions are easy. They'll be asking you like, why this computer cannot connect to this other computer. This is the output. Now it's your responsibility to look at the output, to figure out. By reading the output, you'll see maybe somewhere it says administratively down. So means the port is off. Someone put it off. The administrator put it off. That's why there is no connectivity, right? So when you'll be writing your exam, you will see screenshots, you will be seeing some of the output. They will be asking you to look at the output to try to understand your output and answer, right? So this is number one. Number two, again, guys, here. Number two, you will know the hardware type and the MAC address of the device or the port. Remember, guys, let me stop sharing first. So, guys, number two, you want to know the MAC address of that particular port. Remember, for every port, there is a physical address, right? That physical address will come from the manufacturer. How will you know the MAC address of that particular port, right? Remember, when I know the MAC address of that particular port, so it's so easy also to know how to talk to that specific port. You always ask, how come someone from US can send me an email and that email will reach my computer, right? So it's because of the MAC address. Your computer has a specific MAC address, physical address that is unique, right? So how to know your physical address for that particular port? You will know it by typing show IP, no, show interface, like FA0/1. So sometimes they will trick you guys. They'll be asking you just, there's already one or two questions. They'll be asking you, what is the MAC address of this particular port? This is the output. So you must look at the output and try to understand, because if you know how to interpret the output of show interface FA0/1, you are good, right? Yes, beside that one, what else again? So guys, maybe if there is an IP address, you can see the IP address, but for our case, there is no IP. There is this one, guys, there is this information. The MTU, it's maximum transmission units, BW is bandwidth, and DLY is the delay. We are here, guys. You can look at here. So this is the physical address or MAC address of the port. So you can also block those ports by using the physical address. We're gonna see it later on. This is, guys, the bandwidth. The bandwidth means that this port can send 100,000 kilobits per second. Can send and receive, right? This is the capacity of the port. So like you have a road. What is the capacity of the road? The road can take 100,000 kilobits per second. So for every port, there's a bandwidth. And the bandwidth for that particular port is 100,000 kilobits per second. So this is the maximum capacity of the port. And there is here a delay. The delay means that it takes 1,000 milliseconds, it's millisecond, for your message to go, right? So it takes 1,000 milliseconds for you to receive a message or for your message to pass through, right? So those two informations are very, very important for you as a specialist, right? So how to get your bandwidth, how to get your delay, show interfaces followed by the name of the interface, the name of the actual port. So from here, so I can check the status of my port. So if it's on or off, so I can check the MAC address or physical address. I can check the bandwidth, the capacity, maximum capacity of my port to send and receive messages. I can check also the delay, the time it takes to my port to send and receive messages. And here it's the reliability. Reliability is how good the port is. how error-free the port is. You can see 255, like over 255, means the port is good. There is no problem, there is no error. So the meaning, reliability, how good the port is. This is the transmission load, and this is the receiving load. Transmission load means that this is the bandwidth the port used for sending a message. And the receiving load means this is the bandwidth used for receiving messages or packets. You can see that it's only one. We only use one of the capacity. This is very low. This is good. But if for sending messages, maybe it's showing 50, this is bad. Means for sending a particular message, your port will be using more bandwidth. And for receiving, your port is using more bandwidth. This is bad. This is bad, right? But here, like in this particular case, the transmission load is 1 over 255, and the receiving load is 1 over 255. Means that we are using only 1% of the capacity of our bandwidth. So if your bandwidth is 1000, you only use 1%, means that you still have enough bandwidth. It means if your road, maximum capacity of your road is 100 vehicles per second or per minute, if the transmission load is 1%, means that you only use one car. It's only one vehicle that is passing. You still have 99 places for 99 vehicles to pass. 99% is still free. This is the meaning, right? So now, the most important again, there is here the loop back, like it's not set. We're gonna talk about the loop back later on. This is the IP address. Yeah, the IP address we're gonna be using for testing the functionality of the device or the port. And beside that, there's this one, the keep alive. The keep alive means what? Like every 10 seconds, that particular port, this port will try to send a keep alive message to another port to make sure that, to let know that particular port that I still active. Like after 10 seconds, the port will send a keep alive message just to say like, I still active, right? And here you will learn about the transmission. You see it's showing full duplex. The full duplex means that particular port can send and receive at the same time. Remember, sometimes your port can send but not receiving at the same time. We call it half duplex. But if a port is in full duplex, means this port can send and receive, right? And what else I can explain here? The most important one, CCNA, yes, I think those are the most important information for CCNA. For CCNP guys, we are going to go again further later on, right? So guys, let me stop sharing. So guys, we are talking about how to learn some of the details related to your ports, to your interfaces, because you are expert guys. You got switches, you got routers, you will be working with switches, routers, and so on. We are connected because of switches and routers. Wherever you will be working, when there is a network, you will find the routers and switches. How to understand those ports that are connected to those routers, those switches, right? Remember, those routers, those switches got databases. Those databases will keep information related to all ports, right? Now it's your responsibility to know how to understand how to get those details from the database, right? Because when you don't know how to talk to the switch, when you don't know how to fetch information from the switch and interpret those informations, like troubleshooting will be very hectic for you. But if you know how to communicate with the switch, how to get information from the switch, and how to interpret those information, means you are not a junior anymore, right? So now, the command we spoke about today is show interfaces. Guys, show interfaces, when you type it, will will show you all the ports, those physical ports you can see from your switch, from your router. When you type show interfaces, you will see all those ports, right? And what is most important there, you need to read, you need to understand how many physical ports I have. Like in our case, we do have 26 port, physical port, right? Those 26 physical port or interfaces, 24 are fast Ethernet. Fast Ethernet is just a name, means that particular port for sending and receiving messages, that port will use 100 megabit per second. So it means for your message, when you are typing your email, for that email to reach the destination computer or destination phone, that email will use 100, that message will use 100 megabit per second. So 100 megabit will travel per second. So per second, 100 megabit of data will be moving, right? So this is the meaning of what? Of fast Ethernet. So the 24, they are fast Ethernet. Now, you can also play around them. You can reduce, but this is the maximum, it's 100. You can reduce it, right? We're gonna see how to reduce. Now, when you know that, you can also try to understand that beside the fast Ethernet, there is what we call the gigabit Ethernet. You can see that in our case, we do have 2 gigabit Ethernet. Means those two, they are the fastest one. Gigabits means 1000 megabit per second. Means when I'm sending you a message, if my laptop is connected to a port, that port using gigabit Ethernet means that the communication will be fast because I got maximum capacity of 1000 megabit per second. So it means that so I can send 1000 packet, 1000 boxes per second, while fast Ethernet can only send 100 boxes per second. This is the meaning, right? Now, in which case you need to use gigabit uh, Ethernet. Suppose like you wanna plug a server, a powerful computer that everybody will be accessing. That computer, you need to plug it to your switch by using the gigabits or to your router, right? Because you want it to be fast. You want it to receive and send like information very fast. Besides plugging servers, you can also use it for connecting two switches, two routers, right? Because this switch will have computers connected like to it, like another switch will have computers connected like to it. If you want to connect those two switches, it's better to use a fast port or interface, right? Now you can see also we do have a virtual port, VLAN one. That virtual port will allow us for management, for managing the switch, right? So those are the most important information. Now, you will try to understand also, how can I learn about a specific port? Because I have 26 port and there is one for virtual. How am I going to learn about a specific port? What's going on this particular port? Because maybe this camera, this printer is connected to this port. How will I know what's going on like on this particular port? Why this customer, why this user is not connected? What must I do in order to understand what's going on this particular port? This is where you are going to type show interface fast Ethernet or FA0/1. So if I want to learn about fast Ethernet 0/1, so I want to learn about the first port. When you type it, what are the most important informations that you need to understand? First, the port, is it active? The port, is it on? You will see it says up. The protocol, is it up? You will see it there. But beside that, what is the MAC address of that port? What is the physical address of that particular port? right? Number three, what is the maximum capacity? What is the bandwidth? What is the maximum capacity of that port? It's the bandwidth. When you know it, it's also very important. Beside the bandwidth, guys, we spoke about the reliability, how good my port is. 255 out of 255 means reliability is good, the port is good, there is no error. But if it's showing you reliability, maybe 100, like over 255, there is a problem, right? And we spoke about TX load, transmission load. Transmission load, it's usability of the bandwidth. How much are you using this bandwidth? 1 over 255 is good. It means you're only using 1% of the capacity of the bandwidth. So the capacity, okay, let's say your bandwidth is 1000. You only use 1%, right? So bandwidth is the capacity, the maximum capacity. So if your car can only take 20 people, means your bandwidth is 20, right? Now, if the TX load, the transmission load showing 1 over 255 means that your car that can take 20 people, for now, your car only takes 1%. Means that you got 19 places. This is good because you can bring more people. You understand the meaning? And there is also the RX load, the receiving load also, right? How much are you using the bandwidth when it comes to receiving ports, right? And guys, very important when you know about those things, and that there is also what we call the delay, right? The times that it takes for your message to go and come back, right? Like maybe I want to send a message to someone, right? When I'm clicking, my message will delay for 10 milliseconds. Millisecond, you cannot even feel it, right? You cannot even feel it. It's very fast. So not only second, millisecond, it's like 10 to the power of -3 or -3, right? So it's like 0.001 second. This is millisecond, right? So it's very, very fast. You cannot even feel it. So this is what we call the waiting, like the waiting time before sending the message, right? The delay. And there's also what we call the MTU, maximum transmit unit. So that port, so if you are saying maximum transmit unit is 1.5, means that the maximum size of your packet is 1.5. So if a packet is coming like over 1.5, that needs to be split, right? So guys, this is the end of this today's session. For your CCNA training, for your CCNA exam, be careful. They will be asking you maybe to interpret some of the output. They'll be asking, they'll be showing you maybe the transmission load maybe it's 100 over 255. What can you say about it? You must look at the answers. Sometimes they'll show you some of the output. They'll be asking you, what is the reliability? You look at there, it doesn't show 255 over 255, maybe it's showing 200 over 255. This is the problem. So those are the things you need to understand when it comes to network troubleshooting, right? It's very important. And this series of short comments, there are like 20 of them. We will be going, especially for CCNA. And when we're going to be done for CCNA, we will be continuing with CCNP. But CCNP, it won't going to take too much time because most of the things we'll be covering them here with CCNA. Remember, my contact details are here down below. My email address, my phone number. If you want to join our training, just send me your full name using my details. Thank you very much.